Greetings. It's late at night and I'm in my bed, but I figured I'd respond to this. I just came back from watching the movie the second time. As a fellow diehard Trekkie, I've been watching it since I was 5. I would have to disagree with your review. Trek has not always been about the love and the peace and the working together. If you look at classic Trek, it was very violent. It was Trek was about exploring new places, bringing up ideas that were unheard of, breaking down barriers that used to exist. It was insane when Uhura kissed Kirk on screen. It was Kirk, wasn't it? On screen, on TV, that was unheard of. This was an era where black and white people did not kiss. It's what Star Trek has always been about, is pushing the barriers. They pushed it again this time. They gave it a reboot, which it really needed, because unfortunately it got bogged down in its own canon, its own world it created, where it ran out of things to explore. It ran out of new worlds and new civilizations. It went on paths that just didn't work, like Voyager, which, well, we won't get into that. This is about the movie, not Voyager. Voyager got PC. But the point being is the movie was able to pay homage to the original Trek with, of course, for all you watching, you haven't seen the movie, stop right now. Good. For bringing back Ambassador Spock, who was a nice tie-in, but the fact that it was more violent is because the person who ended up going through the time vortex, lightning, black hole, never did give it a name, the lightning storm in space, was a violent person. He was hell-bent on revenge, and in a way that altered everything because he went back with that vengeful thoughts in his brain. He lost his family. So that affected the rest of the movie because there's no longer the nice, pretty, everything's nice world that old Trek was. It got a little bit grittier as far as being a little more violent because that man had affected their lives directly. If you notice, the main characters who weren't affected, like Chekhov, he was still the friendly. He was still Chekhov, even with the new actor. He did a great job. Bones was still Bones. But the two main characters who were most affected, Kirk and Spock, had changed because of Nero's actions. So I would say no, I would disagree, and this is a great reboot of Trek. It was enough that it acknowledged the old, but it's going to pave the way where it can go into new directions. It could seek out new life and new civilization with a whole different world, but is still familiar in many ways, as they even joked in the movie, alternate realities. So, yes, as another die-hard Trekkie, I would just have to disagree with you that that this was a horrible movie because I thought it was fantastic.